Hello guys, Robert1 here, and today I am doing my December/January ban list prediction video for you guys today. So, before I start this video, I do want to say one thing. Hopefully, we don't get a flipping ban list halfway through the year, just like we did this year. Because, like, I'm not talking about, like, we get an emergency ban list, then the rest of the year is just like, when's the actual ban list coming out? When's the actual ban list coming out? When's the actual ban list coming out? But hopefully we do get an actual ban list this year on January or December this month, and it all goes good. But yeah, guys, now that I've said that, how about we get right into this ban list prediction video, because I do have quite a few predictions. Okay, so to start off with, we've got a Level Eater. Now, I think Level Eater should be banned. This is the banned card. I believe Level Eater should be purely banned. Why, really? Because of Synchro decks, like the Omega Turbo deck that literally hand loops your entire hand, making you have no hand left. The stupid combos you can do with Synchro decks. Like, I know this card only works in Synchro decks, but, like, why are you having a freaking card like this free for a Synchro deck when it should be purely at 1 or banned? Now, I personally think this card should be banned because it makes Turbo Omega deck, it makes the Plant Synchro, no, not the Plant Synchro, what is it called? Oh yeah, the Destiny Hero Zoken deck, more powerful. It just brings a lot of power to Synchro decks that I don't think Synchro decks should have. So that's why I'm saying this card should be just banned straight out the bat. Banned no matter what. But yeah, that's all I really think should be banned. But yeah, let's go on to what I think should be limited. Okay, so first of all, Sangan should be limited, guaranteed. Because Sangan got errated, so why should it still be on the list? So yeah, it's definitely going to get limited or set to free, but I just think Konami will do what they did with DMOC, bring it from banned to limited to test the waters a bit, which would make sense. So yeah, Sangan to 1. Next is another card that I think will come off the ban list. It is Heavy Storm. Now, why do I think Heavy Storm will come from banned to 1? Well, we're in a format where back row can be very strong or very weak. So, having a Heavy Storm at 1 not only means that you're destroying your own stuff if you've still got stuff to set, you're destroying your opponent's stuff, which is something that I think is really good, because when there's a trap monster deck, when there's a trap deck like Paleozoics running around, it's like, oh, this deck is super powerful and it shouldn't be this powerful. And just knowing that something like that is running around really makes me think, oh, Heavy Storm may come back purely because of trap heavy decks are back again, and seeing a trap heavy deck doing well is never a good thing in my opinion. So I could really see Heavy Storm coming from ban to 1 because it literally disrupts trap decks, and it destroys your own stuff in the process. Plus, if I think this is coming back over Harpy's Feather Duster, because Harpy's Feather Duster only kills your opponent's stuff. Like, that's just unfair advantage in my opinion. But yeah, Heavy Storm is a card that I believe will come from banned to 1. Another card that I think will come off the ban list is Exiton Knight. Yeah, why should Exiton Knight not be banned? Let's see. It's a necessary evil. Exiton Knight was unfairly banned in my opinion. It should have never been banned to begin with. And knowing that it was banned for no good reason, other than, oh, I can make a comeback with this card. It's a card that just made it fair. Like, there are so many decks in the game that are like, oh, I'm gonna make this stupid board and win, but and purely because this one card doesn't exist. So knowing that Exciton is on the ban list really makes me think there is no necessary evil that can kill an entire board, which is just made unfairly by the opponent. So seeing this card come from off the list to 1 really does make me think it's a necessary evil. It should come back, and it's just fair for it to come back in general, purely because it's a good card, but it's not good enough to be on the list. And knowing this really does make me think it shouldn't be on the list. So yeah, I could see Exciton Knight coming back to 1 because it's a necessary evil. It makes comebacks possible that really does make the game more interesting at times. And yeah, it's just a card that I don't think should be on the ban list. Now moving on to cards that I think should go from whatever to 1. So what other stuff that should be limited. The first card I think that the first card is Terraforming. I think Terraforming should go straight from 3 to 1. And this is my opinion. I think Konami could do this because of the impact it would have. So I think this card should come from 3 to 1 purely because of ABC. Now, as we all know, ABC is the most powerful deck in the format, well, considered to be one of the most powerful decks in the format. I'll call it rank 3, I would say right now, maybe rank 4 even, but even so, it's a deck that has a ton of power and a ton of advantage, and it's just something that I think, what is the main way to stop this deck from functioning? Well, in my opinion, the main way to slow this deck down completely is just to kill the field spell. Like, you stop the field spell, you stop the deck completely. So, because of that, like, literally, the deck cannot function without the field spell. The deck needs the field spell to be able to make its massive plays, because without it, it isn't able to make ABC Dragon Buster turn 1, and several other things, so knowing this does make me think that seeing this card go from 3 to 1 is possible. Plus, with all the other decks coming out with field spells in the future, I feel like this would be a generally good hit, because it does slow down decks that just love to spam with their field spells and just go mental. So yeah, I could see Terraforming going to 1, well, Konami putting it to 1, because it's just a card that it's a hit to ABCs. So I forgot the term. Whatever. It's just a hit to ABC that isn't hitting ABC. So because it doesn't hit ABC, but it hits it at the same time. It's a thing. It's a confusing thing, but yeah, I could see Terraforming going from 3 to 1 because it's a hit to ABC. It slows down other decks that really just spam field spells. And I really do think this could happen, so yeah, I could see Terraforming going from 3 to 1. The next card is Anti-Spell Fragrance. Why do you guys think it's Anti-Spell Fragrance? Well, let me tell you why it's Anti-Spell Fragrance. Well, the main reason why I think Anti-Spell Fragrance should go from 3 to 1 is that it slows the game down completely. Like, it just makes the game go 10 times longer than it should. It's just unfair. Plus, it locks out an entire mechanic in the game, which has never really been fair. So, why is this mainly what I think? Well, to begin with, it's a trap card. Yes, it's a trap card. That's not my main reason, but it's a trap card that makes all spell cards trap cards. So, and I mean this in a sense where you have to set it and wait a turn. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to flip that, I'm going to activate this from hand. And knowing that this is a card that literally says that, oh, you'll have to wait a turn to be able to use me, is just not really fair, and it just stops an entire mechanic. It just makes all spell cards in the game trap cards, essentially, and I really think that that's a really unbalanced card. Now, this card has been around for the longest time. People are obviously all around saying that, oh, get rid of Anti-Spell Fragrance, it stops this and this and this. And I can see it, and I know it's a necessary evil, which is why I don't think it will go from 3 to 0. It makes more sense for them to put it from 3 to 1, but knowing this, it's like, okay, you have this one card that can literally stop an entire deck, which is never a balanced thing in the game. So I could really see Anti-Spell Fragrance going from 3 to 1. So yeah, that's not the only card I have in this from going from 3 to 1. The next card that I think will go from 3 to 1 is Bahamut Shark. Now, you guys are probably thinking, Bahamut Shark? Why Bahamut Shark? Why would this card need to go from 3 to 1? Well, let me explain to you guys. The first reason why I think this card is acceptable to go from 3 to 1 is because it makes Treat Toad. Like, that's the main reason. Like, being able to make a Treat Toad with no trouble whatsoever. Now, I know every deck can't run this because every deck doesn't run water monsters, but just being able to make a Treat Toad from any monster, like just in like any deck that has water monsters in it, it's just like, what? This isn't fair at all. And I know this personally because I play Water Heroes, or Awesome Heroes as people call it. But knowing this really does make me think, Konami, you're looking to hit something that is not fair, not balanced in any way, shape, or form. And it just really makes me think, oh, there's this one card, completely stupid. It's made easy to summon with this other card, and it's been around for quite a long time. It's been around since Abyss Rising. So, me thinking that this card can go from 3 to 1 is quite possible, because it slows down Treat Toad in decks like Water Heroes. It makes them only able to access it once. It makes them only able to use it once, well, maybe twice if it survives a turn, but that's very unlikely. But just being able to have that backup Bahamut Shark really is important for the Water Hero deck, and me seeing this go from 3 to 1 is a big possibility. So just seeing Bahamut Shark go from 3 to 1 is a very big possibility, because I don't think they'll hit anything else in Heroes, because if they did that, then people would just be completely bitching up Konami. They'll say that, oh, why'd you do this? Why'd you hit this certain card in Heroes? Why are you stopping me from playing one of my favorite decks? Now, to be honest, I'll probably be like that as well, because I love Heroes. They're my favorite deck. The Absolute Zero is literally the cover to my channel. But I generally cannot see Bahamut Shark staying at 3 or going to 2. I can see this card going to 1 because it stops Water Heroes from abusing it as much. It just makes sense for it to go from 3 to 1, in my opinion. Hell, it could even be banned, but I don't think Konami would just straight out ban it because they just released Treat Toad. So yeah, I could really see this card going from 3 to 1 very easily, because it's abused in any deck that can run multiple water monsters. It's abused in Water Heroes to be able to make Treat Toad like out of the park. Now, obviously, the ideal card would be to hit Treat Toad, but they're not going to do that, seeing as it was just released. So, hitting Bahamut Shark is the card that makes more sense. So, yeah, guys, that's the Bahamut Shark reasoning. Let's go on to the last card that I think will go from 3 to 1, and that is Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. This card has been around for over 2 years. And it's like, what are you still doing here? Why are you still here? I believe the image is here. And why are you doing this? You have been around for 3 years, and you are still here. Get out of here. You are not good enough anymore. You are still powerful, but you are not good enough. Get the fuck on the ban list and don't be here anymore. We don't want you. We want you to be gone. You know you dodged the last ban list because you're Beatrice, but you're leaving now. Get on that damn limited to 1 list, you piece of crap. Or be banned. Just go to Bandcamp. Just go to Yugi Nation's Bandcamp. Like, stop being here. Just go to there. Go to the limited section. Like, I just did that skit, didn't I? What the hell? But anyway, the main reason why Dante should be limited, it's been around for 2 years. Well, more than 2 years. BA have been a deck lasted for more than 2 years, and it makes no sense for it to still be at 3. Like, they've hit Beatrice, they've hit Seer, they've hit Grath. There's obviously a reason why Konami haven't done this, because, oh, they think if we hit the little combo pieces, the big deck won't die. Well, you're wrong. Put it to 1, Konami. I can seriously see Konami putting this from 3 to 1 purely because they have done everything possible in their little minds to get this card, to get that deck dead or somewhat less competitive. And it's not worked. So they're probably going to go straight and be like, pardon me, straight and be like, 3 to 1. You have been around here long enough. We can't have you in the meta anymore. You're just abusing everything. Even when Lightning was released, you were still good. You won Liverpool. Get on the limited list, Dante. Just get on the limited list. But yeah, guys, that's why I think Dante should be limited. It's like it's been around for 2 years. It's abused it's abused with PK Fire, with the BA deck is, and it's just like, oh, get out of the system. I'm done dueling you. Like, it's honestly one of my most hated decks in my opinion. Because it's, well, I don't know if I put it on my most hated decks list, but anyway, it's like it's been around for just too long, and I really think it should just leave. Like, just go away, Dante. But yeah, that's all I've really got for the limited section, what I think should be limited. Sangam will definitely be limited. Heavy Storm, maybe. Terraforming, maybe. I could see Terraforming because it's an indirect hit. There we go, that's the phrase. But yeah, I could definitely see it being hit. It's an indirect hit to the ABCs. Anti-Spell Fragrance, definitely going from 3 to 1. Jesus Christ, just being able to do all that crap and just lock out an entire archetype definitely needs to go to 1. Bahamut Shark, because it just makes Treat Toad too accessible. And Dante, because it's been around for 2 years. Oh, and Exciton, because it doesn't deserve to be on the list. But yeah, that's all the limited cards I think that should be limited. Let's move on to the semi-limited section, what I think could be semi-limited. So to start this off, I believe that Skull Crobat Joker can go from 1 to 2. Personally, I think it should go to 3, but in Konami's mind, I don't think they would do that. I think they would go straight from 1 to 2. Why? Because they would go the route of Allure of Darkness. Like, it makes sense, but why do I think this card can go from 1 to 2? Well, to begin with, Monkey Board is banned. Like, this card doesn't need to be on the limited section anymore when the most powerful card in the entire Perform About deck is banned. It's just out of this world. Gone to the other universe. Never seen again. Haha. But yeah. I really do think that Skullcrobat Joker can come back from 2 to 1 because it's like this deck doesn't have as much power as it once did. Plus, they've taken away power from other decks like Magicians, which I don't think should be as weak as they have been put. And it's really something like, oh, why are you this weak because of one other deck? So, just seeing Skullcrobat Joker go from 1 to 2 really does make sense. Plus, with the new Magician support revealed, I really do think they could bring this card back to 2 just to be able to boost the Magician support a bit more and make it a bit more powerful, if you say. Because, like, if they want to make a deck really good, they've got to give some of its old support back. Which brings me on to the next card, which is Wisdom Eye Magician going back to 2. Now, why do I think Wisdom Eye Magician can go back to 2? Well, Pendulums are pretty much crap. Like, Magicians haven't done anything for God knows how long. Well, since they got hit, since Pepe came out, really. So, why are you still limited? You hit it to begin with because of you thought, oh, let's hit this card. Weaken a deck that could use it. It didn't use it. I used it in a Magician Performer Power build, like at the beginning of the year, but knowing that this card is on the list really does make me think, Why are you limited? You're not worth being limited. You should be on the semi-limited section, and it's obviously it will also bring some power to the new magician support. So it could easily go from semi-limited to limited to semi-limited, just like Cobra Joker, because it brings a little more power to the magician support. Plus, it doesn't need to be on the list. So, yeah, Wisdom Eye to 1 just really makes sense in my mind. Now, next is another card I think that could go from limited to semi-limited, which is Torrential Tribute. Now, why Torrential Tribute? Well, we have not seen any deck playing Torrential Tribute in the longest time. Like, no decks have played Torrential Tribute since, I don't know, before the Pendulum came out. Like, well, that's not true. I don't think they've played it since Tellarknights, and that's been a very long time ago. So I can easily see this card, this irrelevant card, this card that isn't even used anymore, going easily from 1 to 2. But yeah, easily a card that can go from 1 to 2 with no problems whatsoever. So yeah, just an irrelevant card that can go from 1 to 2 without any problems. Next is Solemn Strike. Now, why do I think Solemn Strike will go from 3 to 2? Well, it's kind of like Warning. I believe it will go down a route similar to that, I believe, because I think Warning went from 3 to 2 to 1, so I could easily see Strike doing that same thing, because Strike is just, it's got quite a low life point cost. It can negate any inherent summon or effect, or monster effect, and it's just like, oh, I'm a broken card, so why don't I be here? But yeah, I could really see this card easily going from 3 to 2 with no problems whatsoever. Like, it's a very powerful card, and I could easily see this happening. That's all I've got for my semi-limited predictions. My unbanned, my taken off the list completely predictions. First off is Wind Up Magician. Wind-ups have done nothing for the longest time. Just don't think it needs to be on the list, so I can easily see this card going from 2 to 3. Dark Hole, same thing, done nothing in any decks for the longest time, can easily go from 2 to 3. And Compulsory Evacuation device, same as Torrential Tribute, completely irrelevant, so I can easily see this card going from, let me guess, 1 to 3. But yeah, this is just like a card that doesn't need to be on the list. We've been saying this for a long time, Konami. But yeah, just a card that doesn't need to be on the list at all, and I can strongly see this card coming back to 3. But yeah, guys, that's my prediction list, and it's just generally my opinion and what I think will happen on this list. As you may have seen, for once, I haven't put Stratos on the list, and here's my main reason for Stratos not being on this list, and that is heroes are too powerful right now. They've got all this big support. Well, they've got Tree Toad. They've got more support coming along with stuff like Diet, with Great Wind, I think it was called. The level 6 Windmast hero. They've got that coming at some point. It's just like Stratos is a really good card. I would want it to come back. I think it could come back to 1, but personally, right now, I don't think Konami at all would bring it to 1 because of how good heroes are doing in the meta. Early on in the year, when heroes weren't doing anything, sure, Stratos could come back very easily. Konami didn't, for some reason, bring it back to 1, but I really just can't see it coming back to 1 on this list. But anyway, guys, that's my Banlist prediction. Tell me what you thought of it in the comment section below. Tell me if you agree with me on any of these on these options. And as always, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.